Healthcare workers need to wear masks to keep them safe from infection. Unfortunately, masks are too irritating, improperly sized, and get too hot for all-day usage. So healthcare workers are being exposed to infectious diseases like COVID-19 daily. Discomfort causes people to take off their mask. For healthcare workers, though, taking off their mask is incredibly risky. Personal protective equipment, PPE, is the last line of defense of healthcare workers from catching hospital-associated infections. A study found that the average tolerance time for wearing an N95 and a powered air purifying respirator, PAPR, is 6.7 hours. Since there are 59 million healthcare workers worldwide, healthcare workers are exposed to 77 million hours of infectious contact each 8-hour shift. However, most nurses work 12-hour shifts. Even with breaks in between, it's still uncomfortable. In 2020, the USA PPE manufacturing industry had a revenue of 5.7 billion USD. Even with the large market, mask discomfort is still caused by facial heat, skin irritation, pressure, dizziness, and sizing issues, causing healthcare workers to suffer every day. Traditionally, PPE is designed for males, but according to Statista, the Canadian nursing workforce was approximately 92% female, implying that their PPE does not fit. In the current COVID-19 situation, masks have become vital for protection against infection. The Centers of Disease Control recommends wearing cloth face coverings where social distancing is not attainable. This exposes the public to problems with masks that healthcare workers have been experiencing for years. Pandemics are becoming larger and more frequent due to globalization, but our methods of dealing with them haven't changed. The idea of using PPE to protect healthcare workers dates to the 17th century, where plague doctors wore masks filled with spices and herbs to purify the air they breathed. Then, in 1910 and 1911, the Manchurian plague occurred and a new form of mask was created. These masks resemble surgical masks worn today. They had multiple layers of fabric and were tied around the head. As technology improved, the invention of the N95 occurred in 1972 and has been refined since. For SARS, healthcare workers had to wear a gown, gloves, a NIOSH-certified N95 or surgical mask if there were no N95s, goggles, and a face shield. According to the WHO, there were over 8,000 cases and 800 deaths between 2002 and 2003. For COVID-19, healthcare workers have to wear the same types of PPE as they did with SARS. As of July 9, 2020, the WHO has reported over 11 million cases and 500,000 deaths. Even though the PPE hasn't changed, the epidemics have become larger and deadlier than ever. A predominant issue in infection control is that respirators female healthcare workers use have been found to not fit the female frame. Almost 80% of the healthcare workforce is female, yet 71% wear masks designed for males. Another issue with non-powered respirators is the decrease in breathing efficiency. The study in the photo asked users to breathe with and without the N95. They found on average there was a 37% reduction in air exchange, an increase in breathing resistance of 127% for inspiration and 123% for exhalation. Overall, breathing through a respirator makes you feel like you're lying on your face. It's twice as hard, and eventually it gets exhausting. Another attempted solution has been the N95 mask. Users breathe up to 20% less oxygen than normal. Difficulty breathing poses a problem to the public as well as healthcare workers. A man got in a car accident, and it's believed he passed out due to his N95 preventing enough oxygen intake. A study found that 94% of participants said they would not be able to wear an N95 for an 8-hour shift continuously. Generally, the side effects of N95's wonderful protection are that they make breathing more difficult and cause users to frequently discard them before their shift ends. The N95 has been around for almost 50 years, so what has the industry done to combat its flaws? Well, the PAPR can solve some problems such as breathing resistance and pressure, but the cost of a PAPR is over $700, while the cost of an N95 is less than $2. Existing solutions fail either because they do not fit properly, cause significant breathing difficulties, or are unbearable to wear at length. A great solution should ensure the mask fits properly, breathing efficiency is minimally affected, and the mask remains tolerable for the entire shift. Thank you for listening.